Hey everybody, welcome to the channel, and hopefully we can be putting out some more videos here shortly. I do have some ideas. I got some things I would love to go over, dealing with vinyl, also dealing with preamps and amps. I have got probably 2 hours of video I've done on preamps and amps. And I've done a lot of editing, but I hate every bit of it. And I may not like this either and may not post it. So evidently, if you're watching this, there was some level of liking it or being able to deal with it. Let's put it that way. What we're going to talk about today is sleeves, inner sleeves and outer sleeves for vinyl, LPs, and so on and so forth. So I would like to talk about what we all started with. And this is, I'm going to try to be straight and to the point, not have a whole lot of fluff in it. But this is what we all start with, isn't it? We go to a record shop, or like I mainly do. I've been to a record shop a few times, but there's not any right by me. It's about an hour's drive. So what we do is we go to the record shop, and they've got these sleeves. This is a Neil Diamond album. I just got 4 in off of Discogs, and hey, it's an older, it's a VG, maybe a VG plus for as old as it is, but I would probably consider this a VG. He called it a VG plus, but I would argue with him a little bit about that. But how do we keep these from getting worse or becoming damaged at all if we're dealing with a brand new one? This is what it was sent in. I'm sure that the guy on Discogs, the dealer, he probably just gave me what it was already in. I'm sure he didn't bag it. Who is this from? Who's the manufacturer? I have no idea. So I just want to talk about what we all start with, and then hey, we're going to get better. In other words, we start doing some research, and we're like, man, we've got to get better than this. This is not going to cut it, and definitely not just putting them up on your shelf, like so many did for eons. And this is part of the reason why we have them in the condition that this is. This is not terrible condition, but we have some wear down here. We've got ring wear, so on and so forth. So if we want to avoid this, how are we going to avoid it? I think you can see that ring wear especially pretty well. First of all, these bags, they're better than nothing. Let's put it that way. What else do we start with? Look at how it comes. Now, there's a lot of people that love these, and I keep mine. So the album's in here. I carefully, you hear that? It sounds like sandpaper, and it is. It is sandpaper. So how do we deal with this? I keep these. This, by the way, this is the first time I'm looking at this. This was said to be a VG album as well. It's looking pretty dark, jet black almost. I see very little, if any. I see just a little bit of scratching over here, but that's what this scratching is. The scratching that I am seeing, what little I'm seeing, is coming off this sleeve. This is where they're going to get it. I'm not even going to put it back in that sleeve because I don't want any more scratching. So I'm going to put that over here. And by the way, I'm up here in our bedroom simply because my daughter is downstairs watching that 70s show, and she's got it turned up, and I'm not going to bother her. She's been very good to me today, and she's good to me every day, but she helped me out earlier, so I'm going to leave her alone, not give her a whole lot of grief, and I will be the one to seclude myself. So anyway, so where do you go from here? What do you do? A lot of times, some of the newer records are coming with this. This is not a whole lot better. This is better, and I'll tell you why. I don't know if you can see it. You can probably hear it, but you can see that. That liner is all the way through. That's just not around the hole. So that, hey, we're getting better. This is what a lot of them come with now. This is better, but at the very least on some anti-static properties, we can do better. We can do better. So what do? You get online and you start doing some researches, doing simple Google searches, and you see, I found right off the bat Sleeve City. Now I've only been collecting since July of last year. So this is being filmed in May. I believe it's May 11th of 2023. I think I bought my first album the middle of July of last year. I've already got 150 or so albums in my collection, maybe 160, somewhere in that ballpark. So, you know, that's a pretty rapid expansion of the collection. I've gotten some really good deals. I've been doing some Discogs digging, and I've developed a relationship with a couple guys on Discogs, and I like how they're storing. I like how they're shipping. I like who they're buying from. They're buying from audiophile collectors and so on and so forth, or long-term, even record label executives. And these people are properly storing, for the most part, properly storing the albums with protective outer sleeves and protective inner sleeves, anti-static. They're going the extra mile. They're spending the extra dollars. So if this is where we begin, like with this Neil Diamond, and this right here in older ones, and of course that white sleeve on newer ones. But you know, the cellophane with a brand new one, the cellophane, you get it, and that's the only thing that's protecting it. And a lot of times that's not even protecting it well. Sometimes the cellophane is damaging it, as you have seen if you bought very many, damaging the sleeves rather. Let's look at Sleeve City first. This is Michael Jackson Thriller. This is the OG. I got curious. I was actually at Audio Advice Live in Raleigh, which was a awesome show back in August, and Mobile Fidelity was there, and they played a demo of the one-step Michael Jackson Thriller, 33 1/3 RPM on the speakers were $250,000, pass lab amplifiers and the whole 9 yards, probably a $500,000 system, maybe more, you know. And I was blown away, and I was like, well, I've got to get the OG. At the very least, I got to get the OG. I was raised up on this album. Really good album. Going to get the MoFi, but they're swearing up now they're going to come out with a 45, 12-inch 45, and that's kind of what I'm waiting for. So early on, I got this in July. Early on, I got online and started trying to dig up, hey, I'm getting these records in, and they either they do not have covers, or the covers are maybe damaged, or the covers are just junk. So Sleeve City, here's the problem with Sleeve City. And I got a Hudson. I've got a Hudson inner sleeve here. The problem with Sleeve City is, you see how cloudy this is? This is, I don't know if you can. Let's see here. Let me get some light on it. And let me get, I'm not going to name it yet. I want to wait and name it. Let me get, this is a Billy Joel. It is a repress, or reissue rather, of his Cold Spring Harbor, his 1969 first album. Great album, by the way. And I'm going to hold off on some details because this is a neat outer sleeve. It's got some cool features that this just doesn't. Now this is a gatefold, and this is just a dual pocket is what they call it, a dual pocket single sleeve. But let's see if we can see the difference. Let's go back this way. Do you see the difference? I don't know if you can. Let's see here. The Michael Jackson is, I'll get the directions right. The Michael Jackson is, quite frankly, cloudy. It's not clear. It's going to be hard to see that in the video like you can see it with your eyeballs. I know that sounds crazy, but just like when you take your phone and you try to take a picture of something outside, maybe at a little bit of distance or whatever, and you're like, man, that just, I don't see that the same way. And I think we're probably going to run into this with this situation. But to me looking at this with my own eyes, this is clear as a bell, okay? And this is cloudy. Sleeve City, do they work? They work. They get the job done. They're not expensive. They've got a lot of cool stuff on their website. I'm sitting here right now looking. I'm needing a blank sleeve. I need a white or a black. I don't care what it is. I need a blank sleeve. And what I want that for is a Hudson Hi-Fi. It's a disc. I don't know exactly what to call it. It's a disc that you put down on your turntable, and you can align. It's an alignment disc. It's got the protractors and everything is on the disc. And the important thing is you can flip it over, and it's got absolutely no groove on it, and you can check your anti-skate. So I would like to get a white or a black, just plain jacket, just a jacket for that. Well, they've got that up here at Sleeve City. They've got a lot of great stuff. Their prices are reasonable. There's no doubt about that. They got a lot of vinyl cleaning and turntable accessories, LP record frames. They've got a lot of stuff up there. This will get you by in a pinch. There is no question that this is better than not having anything at all. But the cloudiness to it, it's open-ended here, which is fine. Look, we've been dealing with open-endeds, or everybody else has, because I just started collecting vinyl here in the past year. But we've been dealing with everything from nothing, no protection, to open-ended and everything like that for a long time. But can we do better? That's the question. And if we can do better, we want to do better. And here is, in fact, here's a good example. This is all the lyrics and everything. It's a disc, inner sleeve for your disc. You hear that? It's not soft at all. It is sandpaper, but I try to keep them. Michael 45, another YouTuber, he great channel, by the way. Love him, and a lot of respect for him, and I've learned a lot listening to him. But he, by the way, he's the one who introduced me to the sleeve company we'll be getting to here shortly. But man, I'm going to tell you what, he is picky and particular, and there's a reason why he went with that company. So great album, by the way. Love it. Always will love it. I see this in a record shop, whether it be a reissue or what. I mean, they've been, the 40th anniversary and everything here last year. I see it and I crack a grin, and memories of me sitting at my sister's turntable playing those Michael Jackson and Jackson 5 Records and everything. But that is, that right there is Sleeve City. Bags Unlimited, I'm not going to show you that. You know why? Because it's really the same thing. When we get into cost, you're going to find that Sleeve City, Bags Unlimited, buying stuff on Amazon is really not a whole lot different. They're all extremely competitive. There's not going to be a penny or two's difference per sleeve, maybe not even 2 cents per sleeve, whether it be an outer or an inner sleeve, unless you start doing value-added things like getting, like with Hudson, you can get anti-static and getting into rice paper and things of that nature. So to show you what I've got, I purchased mine via, Michael 45 suggested it, and I have found them to be amazing to work with. A Canadian company, it was veteran owned. They recently sold out, but it was started by a veteran, and it is Vinyl Storage Solutions out of, I believe it was Ottawa, Canada. But, for example, okay, do you see the difference here? All the rest of them I've ever seen were just square. And this is not just cool form or stylish or whatever. There's function to it, because when you're sticking it in the sleeve, by the way, you're getting ready to see the second function of a dual pocket. But when you're sticking it in the sleeve, which I'm trying to do here, there's always a corner that likes to get popped up. Well, why deal with 4 corners when you don't have to? Just deal with 1 corner. But did you see this? This is a back pocket on their, they call it a dual pocket single sleeve. They make a 12, 12 and a half, and 13, or is it 12 and a half and 13? Anyway, I just get the 12 and a half. These things are great. It's got a resealable, and you can get the seal on the flap or on the body of the sleeve, and you can get in here and get a hold of anything, like if you've got some a poster or whatnot that you want to get a hold of. But in all reality, I just set it and forget it. I get them in there, you reseal it, it's in there. Totally protected. You're not going to have any problems. I love it. I love it to death. And if you buy them, well, first of all, on their website, you'll see the price, and then down below the price, it's going to give you the option of buying 1 bag, 2 bags, 3 bags. And if it gets real cheap. I bought tons of them. So at face value, when you're just buying 1 pack of 25 of these, it's not going to be any cheaper than anything else. It may be even a little bit more, and it would still be worth it, by the way. But when you buy 3 packs of 25, let me tell you, it gets cheap quick. It gets real cheap real quick. And it does get cheaper than the competition. It absolutely does. Here, let's see here. In fact, what do you know? Here's a Bags Unlimited. See, you can't really tell the difference. Open-ended, et cetera, Love Over Gold, MoFi. And by the way, I like MoFi's, I like their sleeves, anti-static rice paper sleeves. And if I've got a MoFi album, Mobile Fidelity album, I want them, just for the continuity sake of it all. But it's not clear. I need to swap this out. I've had this now probably 3 or 4 months, and I just left it in there because I was busy or whatever. This is what it came in, but I'll be swapping it out. Probably swap it today. My Dave Matthews Band, of course, I've had this Dave Matthews a little while. Again, with a Hudson Hi-Fi in there. Now, to show you what Vinyl Storage Solutions does, and the Hudson Hi-Fi is available on, they may have a website, but it's absolutely available on Amazon. They're great. I don't have a problem with them at all. The big deal to me with that, as far as whether I'm going to use, I've got a 250, I think I got 250 of the Hudson Hi-Fi, square ones. The difference for me is, the reason I switched over was simply because of the 2 corners rounded bottom versus the 4 corners. But every now and then, I still grab one out. This is my favorite album. This is absolutely my favorite album. Chicago 7. Just from the beginning to the end, there's not a bad track on it. But what do I do here? I've got the two discs. Okay. I just prefer that. It just works so much better. But what they do here with their gatefolds is they've got a flap, okay? And you can order them without the flap from Vinyl Storage Solutions. But the trick with these things is they're just crystal clear. They're absolutely crystal clear. I would suggest they have a 12, I'm pretty sure on the gatefolds they do have a 12, 12.75 and a 13 inch. They do have the 3 on the gatefolds. Crystal clear, people. Crystal freaking clear. See your face in the reflection. Just gorgeous. I love it. Sturdy. You don't have to worry about it. But yeah, and like I say, if you don't like the flap, I like the flap because it is protecting them. Okay, and for a while I had some, I just left it like that. You can tuck the flap in the sleeve, You could do that if that's what you wanted to do. And that way, this would just pop right out, okay? Love this album. I think I'll go put it on while I'm editing this video. How you like that? Can you tell I like Chicago? Of course I do. Now, something else they do. Miss Hillary Hahn. Again, crystal clear, so you can see her pretty little face. Box set, okay? And they sell these little things. I think they ought to give them away, but and it's not just a sticker. It's got this little thing here, and you can pull it. I'm not going to pull up on it, but I'm telling you, it just fell right in there. It was the perfect. See how thick that is? It was just a perfect fit to go right in there. Worked great. And of course you got this so you can reseal it and everything. They do make bigger ones for bigger box sets. I just got a Beatles Let It Be box set, which I got for $75 instead of the normal $150 from Acoustic Sound. So I was very happy to get that. I believe I'm going to do a short video on the unboxing. And I know what you're thinking. Why are you going to do an unboxing for an album? Dude, I literally saw an unboxing of that album and wanted that album so I could get the freaking box. The unboxing was crazy. I'll try to link to that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. No, I wanted the album, the albums, rather. I wanted the Beatles box set, but knowing they were going to come the way they came, I mean, I just didn't expect that. Acoustic Sounds does a fantastic job of packing and getting it to you safely. So anyway, Vinyl Storage Solutions, just a fantastic job. They also have, and they're not paying me or giving me anything. I've not had any communication with them and telling them that I was going to do this whatsoever. I'm just a fan of what they do. They do an amazing job. Now, they also have, and they're on clearance right now, they're not going to continue to make them, and they're called a multi-purpose sleeve. And what it is it's essentially like this dual pocket, but without the pocket. And it's resealable here and resealable here. So what you can do with it is you can take 3 of them and you can seal up a, well, you could do that 2 different ways, but you can, they got a video showing how to do it, but a trifold, I've got 2 or 3 trifolds, and you kind of scratch your head what to do. And you can take those multifunctions, and they're on closeout. They're not going to continue to make them for whatever reason. I bought a bunch. I think I bought 75. Look, I've only got 3 in my entire collection. I've not fixed them up in the sleeves yet, in the multi-purpose sleeves yet. But the point of it is you better get them if that's what you want. I bought packs of 25, I think. I bought 3 packs. Do I have 75 of those things? So maybe it was packs of 10. Either way, do I have 30 of those things? It was real cheap. I think they were 50 or 60% off on a sale, and they're trying to get them out the door. And if you have trifolds or you see yourself getting trifolds, I highly suggest that you get that. Hey, look, I hope this was a help. I know you're going to have questions. I had questions. I'll be glad to answer them. I've been doing this now for 10 months. I've got 150, 160 albums in my collection, and that's given me some time to get some experience with some things. If I can help you, if you're just starting out especially, if I can help you, let me know. And if you see anything that you wanted here, too bad. These are some of my favorite albums. Catch you later. Thank you.